What's up, everyone? Jason here, back with another Saturday night hangout live stream. Hope everyone's having a good weekend. Hopefully the weather where you are is good. It's still pretty cold here. Winter finally showed up where we are. But I guess you can't really complain. We do live in Canada, so the fact that we haven't had too much snow this year so far has been pretty good. Just gonna turn the volume down on this background music a little bit. Hope that's not too loud for anyone that's listening. So yeah, just thought I'd come on here. Again, this Saturday night, we had a pretty good live stream last Saturday. So hopefully we'll wait and see if anyone shows up here tonight. And again, I hope you're all having a good weekend with whatever you're doing. I just finally pretty much finished the bathroom I've been building for the last few days. Or actually not last few days, it's been a few months since I started. Since I started building this bathroom in our basement, which is part of our finished basement, which I did most of 2 or 3 years ago, but never finished the bathroom because we didn't really need it. So, but it was a good project for the winter. So yeah, now I just have to figure out what project is going to be next on the list of things to build in the house. Still have to finish building a bar in our basement, and then build the wall for the TV and stereo system and everything to go in. So that'll be another project. Unfortunately, the price of lumber is still pretty high, so I'm not sure when that one's going to happen, but I always like to be building something. So yeah, hope everyone's been enjoying the keto interviews that we've been doing here. Turtle lady, how you doing? It's good to see you. Just hanging out on a Saturday night, seeing who's around. I was saying I'd like the interviews that I've been doing each week with another sort of keto or proper human diet person, or trying to get their story. It's been fun doing these interviews, and hopefully everyone's enjoying them. The number of different stories and different ways people are getting their health back is quite inspiring. So I'm hoping that people are getting benefit out of those interviews. Sophia Green, it's good to see you. We're just hanging out, talking about whatever. You usually wind up talking about keto and proper human diet stuff, but it's just a time to get to know people. Like I say, I haven't been doing consistent live streams for a while. I did one last Saturday, and it turned out pretty good. So I'm trying to do the inspiration or the interview videos every Thursday night, and I'm going to try and do these live streams every Saturday night for now. Probably be some Saturday nights where I wind up being busy and I can't do them, so I'll try and move it to another night during the week. But for the foreseeable future anyways, I'm going to try and do Saturday nights. Very inspiring. Yeah, I like it's amazing how many people seem to start off pretty much in the same spot, or with the same sort of reasons why they want to get healthy. And a lot of people wind up in the same spot when they've gotten on their journey, but that actual journey and how people start, and what it's like for them, and the hurdles that people go over to get healthy is what I like to bring people, especially in this community. I just like to show people that nobody's alone in their journey, and there's going to be someone that is going through or has gone through the same things you are. So it's always helpful to have that information out there. Hyla, it's good to see you. That's just another Saturday night. Hyla's got her interview was a couple of weeks ago. It was a really good conversation that I thought brought a lot of good information to everybody. For anyone that's been following along for a little bit of time, the interview series started out as Keto Conversations as a title. But last week I sort of thought of something else I wanted to call it. So now it's just, I've branded them as PhD TV. So it's Proper Human Diet Conversations, because I don't want to limit these conversations to just keto related. Because as we all know, there's many ways of getting healthy. I don't want to just stick to keto stories. People are carnivore or ketovore, or lion diet, or paleo. Like any number of diets can get you where you need to be. So that's why I wanted to rebrand it to something that's a little more inclusive to all those different stories. This week's interview was with Keto Mama Michelle. It was another fun interview. She's been keto for quite a while, and she's got a lot of good insight into how to get back into working out and getting your confidence back enough to go to the gym and keep up with the workouts that can really help your health journey. It's one thing I really need to focus on a bit going forward, is getting into doing some workouts. For me, it winds up being a time thing, but I do know that that's more or less just an excuse. So yeah, that's say Keto Mama Michelle is this week, and then coming up next Thursday we have Rick from Twin Brook Acres. It's a homesteading channel that he's gone through a pretty inspiring health journey himself. And if you're someone that likes the data behind how your health changes over time, he's got some really good feedback from blood tests that he's done recently that have shown the real change that can happen quickly, like under a year kind of thing. So if you like that kind of information, you definitely want to check that out this upcoming Thursday. Haven't gotten any walking in. Yeah, that's about the only thing I wind up doing is walking. I walk for my job, so I usually get enough steps in every day. I just need to start focusing on doing some resistance training as well, because I notice my back getting sore more often, and I know that's just from back muscles that aren't strong enough. So we'll see what happens. I don't know if I can. I'm just thinking about seeing if I can turn that into, a daily video for a while to see what happens there. I don't know. It's hard enough focusing on keeping weekly premieres and live streams going, and then trying to put other videos in there as they come along. I put up a chaffle video last night. And that was just a spur of the moment kind of thing. I was just felt like making chaffles last night, so I got the phone out and recorded it as I went. So that is my kind of content. That's the way I pretty much roll, except for my interviews, which I have done about a month in advance. But everything else seems to be a sort of, on the fly kind of thing. Breaking Sanity Cycles, good to see you. Just hanging out on a Saturday night. It's been good to meet so many new people here on YouTube, all the new creators and new followers and subscribers that I've met recently with the channel. It's definitely, I have found that getting out and getting to know new creators and new people and other live streams has really helped my channel. So, I hope going forward, if we do this every Saturday night, it's, it can be somewhere where you can meet other people as well, get connected with people that might have the content that you're looking for, especially if you're starting or if you're on a health journey. There's lots of people that show up for these live streams that can help in one way or the other. Hyla here, she's got a great channel with lots of content and lots of good information. And then, there's lots of other channels in the community, or like this close community that can really help out. Mike from the Keto-rific Journey with Mike, and Tom Garvey, and Sheena's Ketovore Life, and Alan's Awesome Keto World, Keto Mama Michelle, all part of the community. So if you're looking to start a health journey, or you need some support, don't ever hesitate just to reach out to someone, myself or Hyla here, or anyone in the community that you see us talking to, because like I say, everybody's got some good information, and we're all, at least I think we're all here to help as much as we can, to keep people on track and succeeding with their health journey. I obviously want to try and grow this channel as big as I can to help as many people as I can, but it's helping people is my main goal. After being keto for 4 years, I've gone through pretty much all of it, and the things that I've learned over the last 4 years, it's nothing that you can't find anywhere else. But I think the more we get the word out there, the better the chance that we can change some lives while we're at it. So yeah, I hope everyone's having a good weekend. It's been pretty snowy here in Ontario, Canada. It's just seems to be getting colder every day too for some reason. We went through a couple of weeks where it was almost like summer, but now we're right back into colder weather than we've had all winter. So it's hard to say, or hard to know what's coming up each day with the weather here. And I think there was some other live streams that were on tonight too. I know Derek's Journey's doing his movie trivia night tonight, and I think I saw Alan was live as well. I think that was at 7 though, so I don't know when he's or how long his live stream is going to be. His are usually about an hour, so. Yep, no worries, Hyla. Hope you feel better. It's been a long couple of days for myself as well. My wife's not been feeling well, so it's I'm not sure how long I'll be on tonight. Probably just an hour, but we'll see how it goes. That one's is over. Yeah. Like I say, usually he sticks to about an hour, so I figured his would have wrapped up by now. But like I say, Derek's Journey, they do a weekly movie trivia night, so it's at the same time. But that's fine. We can all hang out with each other and sort of talk about anything. I guess if anyone has any questions about keto or carnivore or ketovore or any of those topics, or that they like to ask, then go ahead and ask away. The whole YouTube thing is kind of new to me, so I don't know if I can answer too many YouTube related questions, but I can definitely try. It's hopefully that music in the background is not too loud. If anyone finds it too loud, just let me know. Just figured it'd be nice to have something there just in the background to break up the sound. There's Mr. Tom Garvey. Good to see you, Tom. Just hanging out, chatting, on a Saturday night, seeing what's going on. Got my coffee for the night, and then a Zevia if I need something else. Sorry, that's no good. Sorry to hear that, but it's all good. We're gonna do what we gotta do. My wife has been dealing with a stomach flu for a couple of days too, so she's sort of been down and out since yesterday morning. I'm kind of surprised I haven't picked it up, but so far so good. Knock on wood, kind of thing. Stomach flus are never any fun. So Tom, good to see you. How are you finding the last couple of weeks for your live streams? You've been premiering some interviews as well, some pre-recorded stuff. I hope that's working well for you. I know at that one time we had talked about the reason I do pre-recorded interviews and then release them as premieres is that it allows me to be more present in the chat that way. If you're doing a live stream with someone, it can definitely get get sidetracked pretty easily. So yeah, so why don't we can also do this. I don't know if anyone is interested, but I'll pop a link in the chat here if anyone else wants to come up, just hang out. I think most people here have used StreamYard before, but you just need, you know, the headphones and microphone and your camera. It's raining here in Vegas. Yeah, no, that's good. But you know, I guess you still have to be present on Wednesday nights at 6, but it allows you to get the content ready to go and like I say, I find it definitely is easier to pay attention to the chat and answer questions, and I don't know if it's easier for the people being interviewed as well, if to do it pre-recorded. You know, if, I'm not a lot of people. I feel a lot of people aren't so comfortable with doing live streams. I know I don't. I'm still not 100% comfortable doing live streams, but for some reason I feel a lot more comfortable talking to someone one-on-one in a pre-recorded or recorded interview, because then you can dedicate your focus to talking to that person, which I think is pretty important if they're going to give you the time that you need to bring their story to your audience. So yeah, hopefully, I don't know what everyone thinks of the new name for the interview series that I'm doing. Again, for anyone that wasn't here, the reason I changed it to PhD TV was I wanted to try and be more inclusive of, you know, people that aren't strictly keto. I didn't want to make it sound like I just wanted to talk to people that were following a ketogenic lifestyle. I wanted it to incorporate anyone that was living a proper human lifestyle, whether it's ketovore, keto, carnivore, paleo, lion diet. You know, the whole spectrum of a healthy lifestyle is what I want to bring to the audience, and so that's why I've changed the branding on that show. Hopefully everyone understands what that's about. And going forward, I'll probably stick with that. You know, I've always thought about maybe changing the channel name as well, but I have to do a little more thinking on that one as well. I've changed the banner on the channel as well now. Just trying to make a few changes that better reflect what I'm doing or trying to do here, trying to bring as much healthy living information as I can to everybody that's subscribed. You know, if someone has chosen to subscribe to the channel, I want to make sure that the information that I'm bringing is helpful for everybody. Yeah, tonight I was feeling like a sweet treat too, so I just cut up a chocolate peanut butter keto brick here that I've been munching on for a little while. Nice sweet treat that's full of good ingredients, and I know it's a keto product, and I know it's processed, and I know it's not real food, but once in a while I don't mind having treats like that. You know, the things that bother me are things like this product that I got in the box. I think it was in the box with the keto bricks when I ordered them from a company. You know, places like to throw in free stuff to try and get you to try it and then buy it. These Mr. Tortilla crunchy chips. So as you can see right there, keto friendly, only 3 net carbs per serving. Okay, well, this is the problem that I have with a lot of keto friendly products, and I'm sure most of you have the same issues with it. So what do we have for ingredients here? Well, let's look at the actual carb count here. So for 12 chips, which is 1 serving, it's 9 grams of carbs, 8 grams of fiber. So that's how they get their net carbs. How you doing tonight? Good to see you. We're just bashing on a garbage product here as far as I'm concerned. Or, well, I shouldn't say garbage. Maybe it works for someone, but I just don't understand it. So it's keto friendly. But the first ingredients, the first one is oat fiber. Second is vital wheat gluten. Third ingredient is whole wheat flour. Fourth ingredient is soybean flour. So right there, the first 4 ingredients are basically inflammatory. So that's the game that's being played with products like this, and that's why you need to be aware of what you're actually getting. Again, this was sent to me as a a promo kind of thing when I ordered some keto bricks from a company. I have to buy keto bricks through a distribution company here in Canada, because getting keto bricks shipped from the US is just way too expensive. They will ship them here, but shipping costs are pretty much the same as the product costs. But this is the game that companies will play, like this Mr. Tortilla. So yeah, that's the actual company name, Mr. Tortilla Incorporated. Their website here, there's a website on there. I don't know if that'll focus on that. Their website is onecarb.com. So I don't know what that's about, but yeah, I agree. A lot of keto products are like this one I just showed you. As far as many people not liking keto bricks, they sell out every flavor. Or they sell out most flavors, every release within about an hour. So there is a lot of people that buy them and a lot of people that like them. But I will agree that there's also a lot of people that they're not for. A lot of people don't like them. They are very salty. There's a lot of sodium in them. I personally haven't had any that I don't like, but like I say, it's all a personal taste or thing. Again, it's a processed product. It's not whole foods, but given who it's coming from, I do trust that everything that's in it is a healthy product. But it's a highly palatable to some people, processed product, just like a lot of things are. Keto chow is another product that everybody seems to love and everybody seems addicted to, but it's just another highly palatable, ultra palatable, highly processed product. But again, most people that have tried it wind up sticking with it, and a lot of people seem to use it every day. So you just gotta do what works for you. Yeah, 100% agree. Like I say, I'm all for whole foods. Real food is the way to go. Even the keto bricks I buy, I think I bought 7 of them, or I can't remember how many I bought last time, but I maybe eat them once a month. It's definitely not an everyday kind of thing. I would rather eat my beef and eggs and chicken and all those whole foods that don't have any ingredients, because you're exactly right. That's the way to go. But some people would do okay with things like this. Like that's the thing, is that if that's the only reason these companies stay in business, is that a lot of people don't even read ingredients. All they do is look at the front of the package and they say keto friendly. Okay, so they must be keto friendly. There's a lot of other products out there that have cane sugar in them, and like a lot of the bread products have wheat in them. So the while they may be low carb, technically, they're definitely not healthy. So just trying to point out a couple of things that people might find useful. But I do agree with the whole foods. And as far as the keto bricks go, we had this discussion in Bob's live stream yesterday. They're not. A lot of people don't like them. They are kind of chalky and really salty, but that's actually one of the things that I like about them, is they're salty. In fact, sometimes I'll take one and I'll melt it down. I've got a video about that. And when I melt it down, I'll actually add salt to it, because I like them to be even saltier. So that's my kind of addiction with sodium anyways. So now I did make cottage cheese chips. They're good. I haven't heard of those. Is there a video out there about them? I like cottage cheese. I haven't had that forever though, so I didn't know you could make chips out of them. And we got Rick here. It's good to see Rick. Rick's interview video is coming up on Thursday night. I'm looking forward to that. Got some, like I was saying earlier, if you like to see the actual data results behind a healthy lifestyle and how it can change things really quickly, then be sure to check out Rick's video, because he's got it all on paper and for everybody to see. And we have Jess here. It's good to see Jess. I sat down with Jess last week as well, so her interview is going to come out the following Thursday. So what do we got? Rick's on the 2nd, Jess is on the 9th of March. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that as well. We had a good talk about her journey, and she's been living this lifestyle for quite some time. So that's another one you want to check out. It's like I was saying earlier, hopefully everyone understands why I've changed the name of the interview series from Keto Conversations to PhD TV, just because I want to include more more people in the conversation. You know, if you're living a healthy lifestyle and you have something to offer to the conversation, then I don't want to just restrict it to strictly keto stories, because I think every story is worth hearing. I've done 13 interviews so far, and I would say that while there are certain parts of everybody's story that are the same, there's also a lot of information that is different. It's like everybody has something different to bring to the conversation, which is why I think it's important to include as many people as possible, so we can help as many people as possible. Because as we all know, everybody's different, and everybody might be going through different things. And if one certain conversation can help that one person stay on track and reach their goals and be healthy with their life, then it's worth doing, as far as I'm concerned. If anyone didn't see it, there's a link up a bit further, that a StreamYard link, if anyone wants to come up and have a talk. You're more than welcome to. Hope you're all having a good weekend. Finally have a nice day. That's cool. Yeah, I wish the weather would change here. I don't know. It's been snowing every day for like the last week here. Last Friday we got freezing rain all day, and was it Friday? No, it was one day last weekend or during the week. There was freezing rain all night, so I've still got 6 inches of ice on my driveway that I can't get rid of because it doesn't warm up enough. So cool. Yeah, gotta look after the animals. Understand that for sure. Got Alan here. Good to see Alan. Sorry I couldn't make your live stream earlier. I was busy finishing up a few things around the house and getting ready for this. Yeah. Working on adding some more equipment to my office down here. Ordered a second monitor and better mount for my camera, and I'm just trying to get a little more organized down here to make it easier for editing, mainly, because the live streaming is pretty straightforward. But the editing, I wanted to add a second monitor to make it easier to flip back and forth from doing thumbnails and editing videos, and all techie stuff that I'm finally getting into doing. Let's all inspire each other to better health. Yeah, exactly. That's why I like being part of this community, because everybody's got a different part of the puzzle. So, and everyone can bring something else that will help somebody. I'm sure of it. Here is raining for 3 days and snowing like crazy. The hills. That's crazy. Yeah, I heard that. Where did I see that? I thought I saw something about it snowing in California. So that's kind of crazy. It's been a weird winter. Like I was saying earlier, we've had most of the winter's been pretty mild. Haven't had much snow. But then in the last couple of weeks, we've had times when it's like minus 25 degrees, and then it's been snowing for a week. So it's hard to understand. But again, here in Canada, you have to expect it. I've lived here all my life, so it's not like it's like a hard thing to deal with. But I would still like it to be mild most of the time. Yeah, fun stuff. Yeah, it's finally trying to build up the setup here to bring out better content. I got a new computer last year that was supposed to meet the requirements to use some better editing software than I do now. I just use a program called VideoPad. It's a basic software. It does everything I need it to do, but it's not fancy by any means. So I actually bought a computer that was supposed to run things like DaVinci Resolve, but so far it has not liked using that program, and I haven't had the time to really get to learn a program like that either, because there's just so much more to know about it. So what do we got here? Big Bear, they will get 5 feet. Wow. Yeah, that's a lot of snow. It's there's not much, obviously lots of places around here get that much too, but we're used to it. Cold winter in Alberta. Yeah, it's funny out there. Like I've never lived out there, but I do know people that live out there, and it seems like some winters are really mild, but then again in Alberta you can get a clipper come in and dump snow on you in the morning, but then in the afternoon you're in your t-shirt in the sun. So it's the weather out there is definitely weird sometimes. Where I am in Ontario, basically where I live in southern Ontario at least is right sort of in the middle of all the Great Lakes. So anytime there's a front that comes in over the lakes, we get dumped on. So it's a pretty consistent thing. You can almost guarantee that there's going to be some lake effect snow almost any day. Yeah, no doubt. I think I need to go south. Yeah, that's something I haven't done for a while. Last time I went anywhere was, I don't know how many years ago. We went to last place we went, I think, was Texas. We went to Las Vegas one year as well during the winter, but it's been a long time since we escaped the cold for sure. This time next month, I'll be back to work. I'll get to invest in equipment to smart time. Good thing. Cool. Yeah, no, I look forward to that. I know you've been talking about starting up your own channel. So yeah, just let us know when you're getting ready to do that. If you need any help with anything, just I'm sure anyone here would be happy to help get you set up and get you started. Born in Kitchener-Waterloo. I was in Kitchener-Waterloo this week, as a matter of fact, for my job. I'm in Kitchener quite often. I'm only just over an hour away from Kitchener, closer to London. So I know that area pretty well. It's the weather here this week has been bad all over southwestern Ontario. It's been crazy. But like I say, it's Canada. You can either deal with it or move somewhere, I guess. I still, being in southwestern Ontario is still better than being in the, some places in Saskatchewan or Winnipeg that are just crazy. Yep. Yeah, no worries. Like I say, it's, anything you need help with. I know Alan's pretty up on all the techie stuff, and I think the biggest thing is just get what you need to get started and don't worry about anything else. I kind of went a little bit overboard on the well, not overboard, but I spent some money on my camera when I first started, even though I didn't really need it. But I actually wanted to have something to take photographs with as well. So I decided to invest in a decent camera at the same time as I was doing the getting into the YouTube thing. And then everything else I have is, you know, pretty basic stuff like this mic that I use, the flexible mic stand that I have. I think it was, you know, $15. This mic is just a USB mic that I think it was $25. You know, I've got lights, the two big softbox lights I have, I think they were $30. You know, so you definitely don't have to go overboard. You know, I think one of the more expensive things I bought was one of these bendy, stupid tripod or mount things. You know, it was pretty expensive, but it, you know, it's handy. And then as you can see, my GoPro is just a Hero 4. And that's just, I've just borrowed this from my stepdaughter because she wasn't using it. So, but it still does what I need it to. I'd like to invest in a newer GoPro at some point that has like a forward facing screen and a better microphone, but this still does the same job. Yep, it's a pretty popular mic, I think. It's a newer, I think, but it's just USB condenser mic that you know, sounds better than, you know, I've got other microphones that I've used in the past to do this stuff. I just keep all this stuff in my bag here. I've also got a shotgun mic that I can put on the top of my camera. It's got a mount to go on the top of the camera. This is good if I'm out doing like recording video outside. And then I also have just a wired lav mic that I use once in a while too. It's pretty handy. It does a good job. But again, both of these, like I think this is a Boya. I don't know if it'll focus on that, but it's just a Boya mic. I think it was $25-$30, and then the lav mic was $20. I just bought something like I'm putting a second monitor in, so I'm going to have a mount that has two monitors on it with a center post that's holding everything. So I bought a clamp that's going to clamp on the center post to hold my camera. Just little things like that, you know, like it's just to make it a little easier to set up and tear down if you need to move stuff around. For me, it's ease of sort of use. The only thing I don't like so far is the softbox lights that I have. They're pretty big and they're both on tripods, which is, you know, it takes up more room than I'd like it to, but it's the only thing we use this room for is this, so it's not really in the way. So, but I'd still like to get something smaller. But it seems like the good lights that are more compact are fairly pricey, so I haven't invested in those yet. My editing software is Microsoft Movie Editor Pro, very basic but free. Yeah, and that's the other thing too. You don't need to spend a lot of money or any money on software for editing either. I did this. Yeah, I got used to. There's another one of these things where I got sucked into this video pad editor that I used. I used it for a while, and then it wanted me to buy a license, and I was pretty used to it. So I was like, okay, well, whatever. It's a one-time purchase. It's not a subscription, so I didn't mind buying the license. But software like DaVinci Resolve, which is a really good software for editing. It's free. You know, there are things that you can you can pay for to add on to it, but the base software is free. Things like Movie Editor Pro is free. If you're into using Macs, I know they have software built in as well. So yeah, you don't, I looked at getting things like the Adobe, I can't even remember what the name of the Adobe software is, but to get that, you wind up having to spend like $50 a month to get just a basic package for that software. So I definitely wasn't doing that. Yeah, for sure. My email's on my about page of the channel. So yeah, if you ever want to email me any questions or that you have about it, feel free to do that. Again, I'm definitely no pro, but I have found quite a few affordable products on mostly Amazon that do the job. Like it's, again, you're not, when you're first starting out, if you've got a decent phone that you can record video with, or a GoPro, then ultimately that's all you need to get started. And then as you go, you can add things. First name that came up was a Canon. Yeah. When I started, I did a lot of research with cameras. Obviously Canon and Sony are two of the bigger names, and Nokia or whatever. I can't remember the other ones, but I got a Canon camera as well. I went with the Rebel SL3 camera, mainly. It has the screen, so you can be watching a screen as you're watching the camera, and it also has a built-in HDMI port that allows me to stream off the camera and straight into a capture card in my computer, and it has the ability to get rid of any of the menu items off the screen built into the camera. Some cameras, you have to be careful, have an HDMI port on them, but they don't have a clean HDMI video feed on them, so you have to wind up using software to clean that up, whereas some of the Canons have that built into them. You can select a clean output. You can do full HD or 4K output straight from the camera. So that was one of the reasons I bought this one. The SL3, it's still it's not a full frame camera. It's still one of the cheaper Canons. But again, I wasn't going too overboard on it. I've got the kit lens that came with it, like the 18-55 lens or whatever it is, and then this lens that I use on the camera for streaming, and that is a 10-18 mil widescreen or wide angle lens, and then I just bought a cheap zoom lens as well. So again, if you're not going professional, like obviously I could get a lot better results, and I could, if I recorded in 4K, it would probably be better. But things like StreamYard, the software that I'm using to stream here, will only allow you to stream in I think it's 720 with a basic license. You have to get a pro license if you want to get into full HD. So I'm definitely not don't think it's worth spending that kind of money because it's pretty expensive. Sony for headphones, yeah. That's one thing. I've never really been into headphones, but that's funny. Like my actual headphones are Sony. These are just cheap wired headphones. But I just recently invested in some of the Raycon wireless headphones. They're pretty nice little. They're just earbud headphones, just Bluetooth. I just got a Bluetooth adapter for the computer. I think it's more comfortable than wearing a headset for an hour when you're trying to talk to someone. So, but yeah, Sony's a good product. You know, a lot of the small Sony cameras. If you're doing vlogging and things like that, I know a lot of creators prefer the small Sony cameras because they've got the reversible screen on them. They're lightweight. You know, they've got good mics on them too. Professional photography, 80s. Today's cell phones have better video than best cameras. Yep. Yeah, it's crazy how good the cameras can be on the cell phones nowadays. Like I say, I typically, you know, I started off using my Canon to do recipe videos, and then I use my GoPro once in a while. But then I found, like, with my phone, it's a Google Pixel 3, I think. So it's not even a new Pixel. It does just as well as anything else. And then with the Google, cloud services, I don't even have to transfer any video files. I just record everything on my phone, and then I can just go download it from my cloud space. You know, so I don't even have to worry about taking a card out of this and putting it in the computer to download files off it. You know, when I can just download them straight off the cloud. So that's what I've been doing lately. Now, if I was going to be recording audio at the same time as I'm recording video, I may go back to using my full camera to do that. But what I've found easiest for me is just to record what I'm making as a recipe or whatever, and then just do the narration over top of it. That's been working well for me. You know, I think that's the way to go, at least for what I'm doing. They're pretty short videos anyway, so. Yeah, it's amazing how far we have come. You know, like I said, things are just getting crazier with the cameras you can get in your phones nowadays, like the micro lenses that they have in them, and, you know, 50 megapixel cameras built into your phone. It's just insane. Mirrors are too small, they keep falling out. Safety on site drove me nuts. Over earplugs, yeah. I have trouble sometimes with the earbuds not sitting in properly either. I just got these a few days ago, so I'm just using the little, I don't know what you call them, like the ends that they have on them. So yeah, so they've got the little rubber ends on them. These ones come with 4 different sizes, I think. So I haven't tried any of the other ones yet, but I may try some of the other sizes to see if they fit a bit better. But these ones seem to be pretty good, and they're nice and small, which is, I had some J Labs or something like that the things were huge. Like, they'd stick out of your ear like an inch. It's way too bulky for me. They keep falling out now. Yeah, but I was thinking about buying new ones, and then I was like, because I keep seeing, you know, Raycon sponsors a lot of creators, so there's always deals. Obviously, it'd be nice if I could get sponsored by them, but that's not going to happen, not for a while, anyways. A lot of creators have discount codes for these. These are what's called the everyday earbuds, so they're meant for everyday use. They're pretty good. The little case charges them. It's just got a USB-C port on the back, so you can charge the case. These these ones were just $99 Canadian, which isn't bad really for here. I've seen them online. I thought they were over $100 US online from their website, but if you're looking to buy a decent set, I would definitely recommend the Raycon earbuds. And if you are going to look for something like that, I would look for a creator that is sponsored by them, so you can get a discount code. Usually you can save 15 or 20% when you're buying them. And they have other earbuds too. Like they have the everyday ones, and then they have I think they have like job site ones. They have like fitness ones and stuff like that. So it's there's some different ones out there for sure. Like wired earbuds, I use them on my tractor motor. So yeah, that's true. It would be, if there's a chance of them falling out, then yeah, you wouldn't want them, falling out in a way that you're not going to get them back. Often think about, have to be conscious of, if I'm taking it out or putting them in and, I have a beverage sitting around, I don't want to accidentally drop them in the liquid. They say they're somewhat, water resistant, but I'm assuming they're not waterproof. But yeah, like I do a lot of work by myself. So I just listen to podcasts and music while I'm working away, and having earbuds that are comfortable that you can wear for a long time without it bothering your ears is pretty important, I think, if you're going to use them at all. But like I say, finding earbuds that fit can definitely be a challenge, because I know they can't make them that fit every shape of ear or size or whatever. So but that's just my experience with them. I was just getting a little these headphones, wearing them when I was doing the interviews. I've never been a huge fan of wearing full-size headphones. Even wired stuff, I usually just use the wired earbuds. But that's all I had, and I find they just make my head sore after wearing them for an hour while I'm doing interviews. So that's why I got the earbuds for going forward. Music, food for the soul. Yep, for sure. It's funny, like I used to listen to music all the time. I don't really listen to it too much anymore. I'm sort of hooked on listening to podcasts while I'm working. Even while I'm driving, I'll listen to a lot of podcasts. Because there's thousands, if not tens of thousands of different podcasts out there to listen to. And it's, I always find it quite interesting because, things are said on podcasts that you just won't hear anywhere else. How to get fitted plugs for work. Yeah, that would be interesting. I know at one point it was funny. Well, not funny, but years ago I used to do some work as a DJ, like DJing weddings and birthday parties and stuff like that. And, so I used to do a lot of watch a lot of content from DJs. And there was a company out there that made like specific earplugs for DJs so that, they could hear what they were doing and all that, but it wasn't, it was helping because, if you're in a club playing loud music as your job, then it can definitely affect your hearing. So yeah, I know they're out there, but they can't be, I'm sure they're not cheap. But at least if they're fitted, then they should be at least be comfortable at that point. So thankfully at work, I don't, once in a while I have to wear earplugs. At that point, if I'm doing anything like drilling or cutting, I just have like the full ear muffs, because for the amount of time that I need to have hearing protection, I'd rather wear those than having to shove something in my ear. Because one thing I really hate is those foam earplugs that you have to squish up, shove it in your ear, and then they expand and they're always falling out and you can't hear anything. And I'd rather just have my ear muffs that I can put on for the amount of time that I need them. So, but hearing protection is important for sure. I've probably not been as diligent with that as I should be. I do have one thing I've had for the last, I don't know, maybe year and a half, is I do have tinnitus or tinnitus, whatever you want to call it, in my right ear, so that if it's really quiet, then I can just hear a ringing in my ear. Trying different things to try and get rid of it. I know Dr. Barry says that eating a clean, healthy diet can help get rid of it, but mine came on after I started eating properly, so I'm not going to fix it all the time, but there are things you can do to minimize it. But thankfully it's not so bad that it actually bothers me, and I can usually ignore it. So union covered them on my benefits, so that's good. Well, you'd think most safety stuff like that should be covered. Things like safety shoes and specific PPE that you need for your job, I would hope most of it that would be covered for sure. I know at my work, if I tell my boss I need something specific for safety gear, they're more than happy to cover it. So I worked in a machine shop in the 70s. There was no ear protection then. I'm paying the price now, of course. All loud music. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's I never really worked in a loud environment too much. I've worked in a couple of factories, short stints and stuff like that, but it was the loud music that got me for sure. Like back in the sort of 80s and early 90s, all we ever did every weekend was go to concerts. It didn't really matter who it was. If there was a concert we could go to, we were there. And like I say, I liked DJing, and always had the big high power stereo systems in the car when I was younger. And so yeah, it's definitely paying a price a little bit now. The tinnitus or tinnitus, whatever you want to call it, is something that's come on recently, but at least it isn't actually affecting my hearing ability. Rather as hearing aids 30 plus. Yeah, it's unfortunately there was that kind of stuff went a long time. It wasn't something that people were worried about. Even once we actually knew better, it still wasn't something we were worried about. Thankfully most factories and companies take eyes, ears, feet, like all of this PPE safety is taken pretty seriously nowadays. I think companies have realized that it's better to go overboard and then to have to deal with the consequences of not being serious about it. Yeah, it has improved my keto diet. I still have it. As far as yeah, it's weird. Like I say, it wasn't something for me. It was something that came on, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago, something like that. I started noticing the ringing in the one ear. I don't have it in my left ear for some reason, but just my right ear. So I'd already changed to keto before it started. So, like I say, I've been able to deal with it. I pretty much just live with it. It's not really bothering me. So I'm not, I do what I can to, if you go online, you can drive yourself nuts trying to do all the different things that people say to try to do to get it fixed. I should really just go in and get my ears checked, make sure there's nothing that's actually physically causing it that can be fixed right away. But it's one of those things I'm one of those guys that procrastinates and knows I should do things, but I don't do them. So that's good. Be off. Water in my ears, it takes days. Yeah. I've always had a problem with, even when I was a little kid, I had problem with wax buildup in my ears, and as an adult, I've had to get my ears irrigated because it gets impacted. And one day I'll wake up and I can't even hear anything. So I have to, I've had to buy the kits yourself so you can get the peroxide in there and then flush it out and, try and get all the wax out of it. But I've always had issues with the wax buildup in my ears. So, and that's the other thing is that tinnitus can be caused by a wax buildup. So I guess really I should go in and get checked out and get them cleaned out, and maybe that would improve it. But just another one of those things I got to do, I guess. So yeah, so it's amazing how many things come back to diet. The big syringe, yeah. I remember the first time my ear got blocked up so bad that I couldn't hear. I was like, oh, what's going on? So I went to a walk-in clinic, and he's like, yep, it's plugged up with wax. And he got out that, put the tray under my ear and got that big syringe and started just pumping water in until it came out. And but after that, I just bought the home kit to do it. Then I have to just use it once in a while to clean them out. It's takes a bit longer, but it's weird when you comes with like the hydrogen peroxide liquid that you pour in your ear, and you can just hear it bubbling away trying to break up the wax. It's pretty weird, but nothing better than being able to hear good. So, but like I was saying there, a lot of it comes back to the lifestyle you live, right? It's all the things that are tied to a healthy diet is just crazy. Like your hearing, your eyesight, I have to get back and get my eyes checked again. Thankfully, I haven't got to the point where I need glasses all the time. I do need them for reading, but I'd actually be interested to see, because I think last time I went and got my eyes checked, I had just started keto. So I'd like to get back and see if there's been any improvement, because I have heard that cutting back sugar can help with eyesight as well. So that would be interesting as well. Size of a quarter that came out. Yep. Yeah, it's crazy how much can get in there, but I do know, I just remember when it finally gets cleared out, it's, being able to hear clearly is definitely worth going through that. Sight has improved. Yeah, and I've heard that from other people too, that because it's funny. Well, again, it's not funny, but the stories I've heard of people finding out they have diabetes from their eye doctor, they find out from them before they find out from like their general doctor, because the eye doctors can see damage in your eyes from high glucose. So I can definitely see how fixing your diet can help improve your eyesight overall. Obviously there's things about eyesight And just like everything else, there's things that, fixing your diet won't resolve, but there's a lot of things that it will for sure. Okay. Well, we've been on for an hour and 15 minutes now, so I think I'll probably wrap this up for this week. I'm gonna try and bring some guests on in the next couple of weeks. I'm trying to line up Dustin from Keto Simple to come on here on a Saturday night with me, and so we can catch up. I've had him on the channel before, so it'd be nice to catch up with him. If anyone else wants to schedule coming up and having a conversation on a Saturday night, then you can definitely send me an email and we can work something out. Went blind in my left eye for 5. Yikes! Yeah, that would be scary. That's but at least it sounds like you're doing much better now. But yeah, that would definitely be frightening. I'm thankful I've been able to stave off having to work or wear glasses or anything like that. So I've always tried to take care of my eyes, but I am in my 50s, so things are starting to get a little bit working a little bit less. Yeah, thank you. Hopefully, God willing, we'll all be here next Saturday. Like I say, if anyone wants to, if I'm here, if anyone wants to plan on coming up and having a chat, you're more than welcome to. I'll drop the link for it each week, and then it may not be next Saturday that Dustin comes in for a chat, but the next Saturday after that. But we'll continue to do these each week, and continue to do the interviews on Thursday nights. And then I'm also thinking about starting up a series of interviews with with YouTube creators in general, talking to them about how they started their channel and how things are going, and what they've learned, and trying to bring it to all of my creator friends. Just more information, trying to bring it out there. First and foremost, I want to help people be healthy, but if we can also help everybody grow, that's the more we grow, the more we can bring information to as many people as we can. So that's where we'll leave that. So for now, we'll plan on being here at 8 p.m. Eastern next Saturday night, same as this week, and then we'll have another chat about the proper human diet. So I look forward to that. Till next time, keep on thriving, everyone. Have a good night.